Good evening. So everyone's eyes are now peeled on exit polls because it's been this long marathon election, and we now want to know which way this is turning. Now, remember, exit polls are polls where pollsters go out and speak to people as they're voted and they're coming out of the booth. And then, obviously, you can't speak to everybody; it's not possible. They then extrapolate those numbers to try and figure out which way the vote share is turning and which way the entire election is turning. There are several different types of exit polls that are coming out right now as we speak, because remember the last phase of voting ended at 6 p.m. this evening. So by 6:30, we started seeing those numbers. So we're looking at a few, four sets effectively, and I just want to tell you which ones we're looking at. India Today, My Access India is the one we're looking at. They're releasing numbers state-wise right now. So they're halfway through their release. And they're, we're going to put those numbers up in a second. We're also looking at News 24 and today's Chanakya numbers. They're popping up on your screen right now. This is India Today Access. So far, remember, they've only released half the numbers that they have. And they're showing that lead for India. Very interesting state-wise split up. And we'll take you through that. Also, ABPC voter. And we're going to look at Times Now ETG. I just want to point out to our audience as we go through this live, more and more numbers are going to come out. So we're going to discuss them as they come out right now. But let me introduce my guest, Aditya Menon, who's the political editor of the Quint, joins us. Sayantan Ghosh, who's a journalist and a columnist and a professor, joins us as well. Mr. Javed Ansari will join us through the course of this conversation. Manish, Anand is a senior journalist and a political analyst. He joins us right now. Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Super interesting numbers, but while we take our audience through the numbers, I just want to understand from each of you, which state are you most curious about? And I'll start with Mr. Manish Anand. Which state is most interesting to you right now, Mr. Anand? Do you expect a surprise in any state or a swing state that you think is interesting?
I think all eyes would be on Uttar Pradesh, no doubt, because the road to power goes through Uttar Pradesh, 80 Lok Sabha seats, and the party which wins big in Uttar Pradesh will be comfortably placed in Delhi. So we have to watch out for Uttar Pradesh because there are some mixed signals emerging out of the cow belt. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave 80 media interviews. Amit Shah gave 116 interviews, and the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister probably gave only one media interview. So we have to pick up some interesting signals out of Uttar Pradesh because of the Rajput protests that the BJP faced, starting from Gujarat. That also had a spillover effects in Uttar Pradesh. So 64 Lok Sabha seats in 2019 and 71 2014. So we have to see whether the BJP is able to repeat its past performance, because we have ground reports saying that several of the BJP candidates were not allowed to enter many of the villages in Uttar Pradesh. And the Prime Minister had to individually campaign in Lok Sabha seats, particularly in eastern Uttar Pradesh. That is significant because in the past he used to address public rallies with five parliamentary constituencies clubbed together. So this time he was forced to address individual rally in each Lok Sabha seat in Uttar Pradesh. So I think Uttar Pradesh would be most watched out. Number two would be Bihar, 40 Lok Sabha seats. Last time NDA won 39 Lok Sabha seats. This time Lalu Prasad Yadav and Akhilesh Yadav both. They were very smart in ticket distributions. They did not give too many seats to Yadav and the Muslims, and they played into the EBC and the OBC vote base of Nitish Kumar and the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. They gave large number of tickets to the EBC and the OBC candidates. So we have to watch out for Bihar also and Jharkhand, because the tribal card is playing out with the arrest of Hemant Soren. The way Kalpana Soren held out the poll campaign of the opposition is remarkable. So if the BJP is not able to repeat the 2019 performance, so we have to count the losses of the BJP. And how many losses are there, that we have to see, because the exit polls, I suppose, they are very ambitious in the BJP's gains in the south, which I'm very doubtful.
Okay, I just want to take you through what we know so far from the India Today My Access India numbers. Now, they are giving, you said, an interesting state. So Bihar, they've released out of 40. They're expecting BJP to get between 13 and 15, and the JDU to get between 9 and 11. So that's a lion's share for the NDA then, which is the BJP and the JDU together. Out of Bihar's 40, let's assume That's 26, a maximum of 26 for the NDA. The Congress at 1 to 2, and the RJD 6 to 7. So India, at least, they were looking at a much lower number. And you did say Jharkhand. Again, according to India Today, they are expecting BJP to get about 10 and Congress to get 2 to 3 out of Jharkhand. So interesting states there. Aditya Menon, which state are you looking at? And also a quick question from one of our viewers for you. Should we believe exit polls?
Uh, I think exit polls of late have been getting it more right than wrong. So I would attach some amount of credence to exit polls. They are a little more reliable than opinion polls because they are actually interviewing people who did just come out after voting. Opinion polls, many of the people interviewed don't go and vote. So I think exit polls are a little more reliable than opinion polls. The state that I would be looking at most, which doesn't get talked about enough, is Punjab, because it's a four-cornered contest in many seats, five-cornered in some seats. No one knows which way the wind is blowing, and it's probably the toughest election to predict right now. Many seats will be decided by margins of less than 20-30,000 votes, and we have two very interesting candidates in Punjab. One is Amritpal Singh, the jailed leader of Waris Punjab Day, who's incarcerated in Dibrugarh. And we have the son of Indira Gandhi's assassination, Byan Singh. The son's name is Sarabjit Singh. He was an outlier candidate in the Faridkot seat, but suddenly the villages after villages decided to express support for Sarabjit Singh, and it has become an emotional campaign. One doesn't know how much it will translate into votes because the symbol also not many voters know. So Punjab is again a very, very fascinating election. So my eyes would be there. It's also my Karam Bhumi, so that's another reason.
Sayantan, same question to you. What state are you most curious about at this point?
So I am curious. In general, I am curious about mostly because I stay in West Bengal, and West Bengal, Didi and Modi, the fight is very fascinating.
Yeah,
So of
yeah.
course, I'm looking at that one. But as far as exit polls are concerned, some of the trends which are making us to be very like making us to be curious is, for example, Delhi. It's they are there is a they are claiming that it's a sweep for like NDA for the BJP, 7 out of 7, which means that whole Arvind Kejriwal and also all these things are not has not worked. The I don't know if it's right or wrong, but the any gain for the BJP in Tamil Nadu or Kerala in the south will be very interesting at the end of the day, because we have seen in West Bengal how the BJP emerged, and then with time, with like in eastern sides like in West Bengal and also in northeast, like for example in Assam, like Tripura, where BJP was not there, but when it made the inroads, then it completely took up the entire place, like political space. So entering in that political space of Kerala is very significant if it at all happens. As far as the some of the seats like Sashi Tharoor's seats and some of the seats they're predicting in some of the polls, which I saw. So that will be very fascinating to see. So if that happens, then South will be very interesting, and Tamil Nadu is also will be
Yeah.
very interesting because Mr. Modi gave a lot of push to Tamil Nadu. So these are
Yeah.
the important states,
So,
I feel like.
according to India Today, in Tamil Nadu, they're expecting the BJP to get 1 to 3 seats. These are interesting. This is again the interesting thing that they are expecting the BJP to open its account this time in in Tamil Nadu, and is given the DMK plus the Congress 26 to 30. The interesting thing again, Kerala, like you said, in Kerala again, India Today giving the BJP NDA 2 to 3 seats. So they're expecting Pattinam Thitta, they're expecting Thiruvananthapuram, which is the seat that Shashi Tharoor is defending, and Thrissur was talked about as possibly going the BJP's way in Kerala, and that will be very interesting. The Congress and its allies there at 18 in Kerala. Nobody asked me, but the seats, the states that I'm looking at, who will be my home state of Karnataka, which is very interesting because, and also from what I'm watching right now, the Congress has a very strong state government in Karnataka. The Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge is from Karnataka, but it seems from the exit polls that the Congress might lose Karnataka to the BJP. In spite of the whole Prajwal Revanna, in spite of everything else, the appeal for the BJP in Congress, the BJP in Karnataka seems fairly strong. India Today giving Congress 3 to 5 and the BJP 20 to 22, are there. Then, of course, there's Maharashtra, which we've not seen any exit polls on Maharashtra yet, but I think Maharashtra is also really interesting for me. And that's the state we've talked about a lot over the last couple of weeks. And I will be really interested to see how that state goes also. Let's take a look at some of those numbers that have come out. Madhya Pradesh. And this is interesting. So you'll see the ABP C-voter numbers from what has been released so far, and they've released about 300 seat numbers, if you all can see our screen, of which they're giving the NDA 234, 198 to 234. So if you, it might be early to say it, Aditya, but it does look like most of the exit polls, if we did a poll of polls, we're looking at a 350 for NDA, 150 for India. Is that roughly where everything is sort of settling right now?
I think a bit lesser than that. I think the Axis and C voter are probably, if I make a guess, that would be going somewhere in the 320 range, at 310 to 330 range. So the PMRQ Times Now poll, I think that one has already given them 359 or 360 or something like that. But both ABP and India Today seem to be heading towards early 300s. So, and for India Alliance, again, about 150 to 160 or so. And I think the others are going to be really shrinking in this election. Probably the Biju Janata Dal and the YSRCP are the only two major parties down in the others. And if some of the polls are anything to go by, the YSRCP is going to shrink, and as is the Biju Janata Dal. So others are really, really going to probably go down to under 30 seats.
Yeah, so it's really interesting, and I'm just going to take a sort of a round of all of our guests at this point. Mr. Anand, are you also seeing this 300 to 150 or 320 to 150 across polls?
I basically don't believe in exit polls, to be frank, because in fact, the real taste of any exit poll for me is Bihar politics. And I have seen in the last 20 years that they have all failed to predict the Bihar poll outcomes, the last being the 2020 assembly elections. So we will have to watch out, because the people's verdict would be known only on June 4. But there are a few takeaways which may guide us in our assessments. One is that the importance of the women voters. How did vote? Because as you mentioned a while back about Madhya Pradesh, that was a seat, that was a state which the BJP even was thinking that the party had lost in the assembly elections. But the manner in which Shivraj Singh Chauhan turned around the election on women voter base, largely scheme, and that was very remarkable. But he was not rewarded for his hard work, and he was ousted by the BJP. So we have to see the impact of the ouster of Shivraj Singh Chauhan also in Madhya Pradesh politics. So largely speaking, the Congress has revived from the time Rahul Gandhi embarked on Bharat Jodo Yatra. So what I see is that the Congress and most of the opposition parties, they have worked very hard at the top levels. But I understand that the BJP's election management goes to the root, to the bottom. So Panna Pramukh, that you must have heard about, the way they manage the booths, the manner in which they pull out the voters and they manage to get them a vote in the elections, that has been the successful model for the BJP. Whether the Congress or the opposition parties are able to match that skill of the BJP is the question mark, and I doubt that the Congress in such a short span of time would be able to match the BJP's wherewithal. So, largely speaking, the trend exit poll may be indicating in the right direction, but I would not go with the quantification. The BJP may form the government, but I will stick my neck out, because any political journalist for 20 years of experience saying I will not say a number, I think that would be very cowardice. And I will say that the BJP will come to the power with far lesser number of seats.
Okay, the BJP coming to power with far lesser number of seats. I'm just going to take you through some of the numbers that we have. Let's go. You're talking about the states that we do have. I want to take a look at Karnataka. India Today, My Access India, Karnataka, out of 28 seats, has given NDA 23 to 25, and the India Alliance 3 to 5, and others 5. So NDA here would include the JDS, which is Devagowda's party, and the BJP together. Aditya, is that a surprise to you? So it's very interesting, because the Congress is free bus travel, free power, free rice doesn't seem to have really worked.
It is surprising. The welfare schemes are reasonably popular on the ground, and there is no there isn't any negativity towards Siddaramaiah or DK Shivakumar, and there is of course the entire social coalition that Mr. Siddaramaiah has. Then, as you mentioned, the Prajwal Revanna case, we must remember that the case sort of came into, the videos were doing the rounds for some time, but it hit the headlines between the first and the second phase in Karnataka. The first phase was in southern Karnataka, which is the JDS's core region. After the polling there was over, suddenly this hit the headlines. So, if at all it would have had an impact, it should have been in northern Karnataka. Northern Karnataka, the seats that voted in the second phase, the BJP had swept each and every seat last time. If the India Today Axis exit poll is anything to go by, the BJP is almost repeating that, maybe just losing out a seat or two. So yeah, it is surprising, but there is very strong support for Prime Minister Modi in Karnataka, and irrespective of, at least I had visited Belagavi, where Jagdish Shettar is the candidate. There's a lot of resentment towards Mr. Shettar. But people were saying they'll vote for him because of Prime Minister Modi. Uttar Kannada, there was a lot of disappointment that Anantakumar Hegde was dropped, and yet people were voting for BJP because of PM Modi. So yes, there is a Modi factor in Karnataka. Another just one final point on the state I'd like to make is that Karnataka at the national level has been a BJP leaning state for over 2 decades, for about 2 decades now. Since 2004. Yes, since 2004, BJP has been winning a majority of seats in Karnataka at the Lok Sabha level, irrespective of whether they are in power at the state level or not.
So I also want to point out here, before we move on from the state of Karnataka, that also here ABPC voter is giving a similar sort of outcome for Karnataka on the 28 seats. ABPC voter gives the NDA 23 to 25 out of 28, and the India Alliance 3 to 5. So the state of Karnataka across most polls looks like it's going to the BJP there. And one wonders also, if people have written off the JDU, which is Devagowda's party, but one wonders if it will survive this election or just gets followed up by the BJP over a period of time. It's looking a lot weaker than it did before we started this election. If we could talk about the state of Rajasthan, Mr. Anand, I've come to you. Again, this is ABPC voter that's given the state of Rajasthan 25 seats out of 25 seats. NDA 21 to 23, India 2 to 4. Similar numbers, actually no. So from India Today, it's giving the NDA 16 to 19, and Congress is getting about 5 to 7. What is your reading on Rajasthan? Do you expect it to be, what will be interesting will be in this Hindi belt, how much the BJP loses to the Congress. Because
Indeed,
it used to be,
you're right. You're definitely right, because two elections the BJP had swept, Gujarat, Rajasthan, the Hindi cow belt, Madhya Pradesh. My assessment was that there were very keen contest on 5 Lok Sabha seats in Rajasthan, and the exit polls are predicting on the same line. So that would be a major dent for the BJP in Rajasthan. We have to be very, we have to recall that Vasundhara Raje wasn't very active in campaigning in Rajasthan. So
Yeah.
she is a big factor in Rajasthan BJP. Almost 75% of the worker base is aligned with Vasundhara, and the manner in which she was treated by the BJP could have been a factor in the Lok Sabha elections. Definitely, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a great connect with Rajasthan because of the water issue. While being the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Rajasthan was a beneficiary state because of the irrigation schemes and the potable waters that he provided to Rajasthan. So that way, Modi has great appeal in Rajasthan. And despite that, if the BJP loses 5 seats in Rajasthan, I think that would be a huge dent. That would be very tough for the BJP to cover. And that would also be reflective on the incumbent Chief Minister, Bhajan Lal Sharma, because soon after becoming the Chief Minister, he had lost one assembly by-election, and that too, who was sitting a minister in his cabinet. So that means the BJP's experiment of fielding chief ministers who are hardly known among the people within their states is not working in favor of the party. That could be a serious takeaway for the BJP in future.
You had asked about Punjab, and we're going to just get to Punjab because there are Punjab numbers here from India Today, which gives the BJP 2-4 in Punjab, the Congress 7-9, the Aam Aadmi Party 0-2, and the Shivmani Akali Dal 2-3. Aditya, you said Punjab was interesting, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, these numbers don't make sense to me. To be honest, there is no way the BJP is ahead of the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. I mean, it is just not happening. I mean, BJP is probably in the running in Hoshiarpur, in Gurdaspur, in Amritsar. Beyond that, I don't see the BJP in the race in any other seat. Aam Aadmi Party is in power. It's not a very unpopular government. It is facing some flack over issues like law and order. But on the other hand, the free Bijli scheme is popular on the ground. So that's one reason. The other reason I feel the BJP can't make major inroads in Punjab because the party doesn't have any roots in rural Punjab, and there isn't a single seat in Punjab which is entirely urban. Neither is there a seat in Punjab which is entirely a Hindu majority seat. You know, there at most the Hindu majority is in places like Gurdaspur and Ludhiana, which again a big portion of that are Dalit voters. So 4 seats will not happen for BJP. 2 quite possible. And Aam Aadmi Party, I don't see them falling below 3-4 seats. They are the ruling party. Ruling party always has an advantage in Punjab. So I do feel the India Alliance will be around 8 to 10 seats. They are not in alliance there. They are contesting separately, but together they will be around 8 to 10 seats in Punjab. I actually wanted to discuss Haryana for a
Yes.
bit. There were some very interesting numbers I was seeing in the India Today Access poll, in which the BJP is at 48% vote share and the Congress is at 44%. There's a gap of just 4%. Uh, if one takes a brief flashback to 2019, the gap was 30 percentage points. BJP was at 58% and Congress was at 28%. So Congress, of course, went considerably at the expense of the JJP and the INLD, but BJP also has fallen by 10 percentage points. So this is a huge swing in any state. And in a central election, I've not seen this kind of a fall that for the BJP in any state. So this is significant. And there's like Mr. Anand mentioned about Rajasthan. BJP has recently changed the chief minister in Haryana. Naib Singh Saini is the new CM. I don't think this experiment is working, and probably the BJP is in for some trouble when the state goes to poll later this year.
In fact, Faye, to add to what
Yes.
Aditya has said, that many of the BJP candidates in Haryana faced, protests from the people in their constituencies. One was that Agniveer scheme, Agnipath scheme is a big factor in Haryana because a lot of people, youth particularly, they apply for recruitments in army from a few of the districts in Haryana. So that factor will also play out in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand as well as Punjab. So Khattar factor, Khattar was removed at the very last moment, probably because the BJP got the wind that anti-incumbency is kicking in, not just against the state government, but also against the Modi government in Haryana. So the BJP's whole politics in Haryana was non-Jat consolidation. So that is under test in this election. And what Aditya said, that 50% plus vote share that the BJP had got, it was Haryana, it was Karnataka, it was Delhi. Delhi BJP had got almost 52%, 52 or 56% vote share. So the kind of dip that Aditya is talking about is huge. And if that translates into loss of seats, that we have to watch out.
Sayantan, you should not mute yourself and just jump in whenever you want to add something. But this is, I mean, these numbers are really interesting. Do you have something to like point out on Haryana?
Yes, yes. So I think Haryana, both Haryana and Rajasthan. Uh, I think one thing which is coming up, if the kind of projections what we are seeing, that the discontent of the Jat voters is something I think has played a role in the downfall of the BJP, because as if in Rajasthan, Hanuman Beniwal's party, it is with the Congress, like in the India alliance, and it has given some of the uh, I think the change which we are seeing in Rajasthan, the it has been beneficial for the Congress, I think. And in Haryana also, in Haryana also, because of the farmer protest, starting from the farmer protest, then the problem with JJP, all these things have put BJP on the back foot in the state. And just before the election, in the Lok Sabha election, the split with JJP, that thing happened. Chautala came out,
Yes. Yes.
and but at the same time, I wanted to point this out, that because Mr. Huda is there for Congress, he's a very strong local leadership, but Congress has always sidelined this kind of leaders. They never give that kind of prominence to like leaders of Haryana who are trying to hard for this state. And not for once in the assembly election also the Congress did very well, but till the time you are not giving prominence to your local leadership, you are not encouraging your local leadership, and is all about one family centricism, then this kind of results will keep repeating. And I think that Haryana Congress is doing the change, the shift, which Aditya also mentioned. The kind of this jump is can only happen if when you have a strong local leadership. But Congress has always sidelined this kind of local leaderships. So that is one of the observations I have.
Sayantan, I have a bit of a disagreement with you because I think we unnecessarily, bash Congress much. Because let me take you back to 10 years of Huda rule in Haryana. He was CM for Haryana for 10 continuous years, and all through 2 terms, he completely dominated Haryana politics. And the Gandhi family, the Congress at the central level, gave him a full freedom. I can tell you about Ashok Tanwar. He was the Youth Congress president when Huda was the chief minister. He is an emerging Dalit leader, very influential in his pockets. He had to leave the party only because, the Huda family did not give him the space. You see in Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot, the kind of liberty that the party, gave him, and the kind of tolerance that the Gandhi family or the Congress had for the state Congress leaders. I think Congress has been quite liberal, unlike the BJP. Shivraj Singh Chauhan was removed. Vasundhara was removed. Raman Singh is what? He is Speaker of Chhattisgarh Assembly now. I think Congress fares better than the BJP in promoting the regional satraps. I'm so sorry, I disagreed with you.
Well, we have Mr. Javed Ansari joining us right now. Mr. Ansari, good evening. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Not all of the exit polls are entirely out. Obviously, TV guys, from having sat in those studios, both of us, we know that they will want to stretch it right up till 10 o'clock. So they're going to release those numbers piecemeal. But what is your reading, Mr. Ansari? Most of what we're looking at right now tells us the NDA in the 320 sort of number bracket towards the end of it.
Well, I won't reject it out of hand. Not all of them. I have some faith in Access My India, having personally worked and experienced this from close at
Yes.
hand. They've got 60 of the 64 predictions almost bang on. So they must be getting something right. There must be something right about the way they go about their work, right? Having said that, there are a few surprise packets. Kerala, Tamil Nadu. I'm also surprised that that the Congress is not in double digits in Karnataka.
Yes.
There's a clean sweep predicted for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh and in Chhattisgarh, which doesn't come as a surprise. I'd be very interested in knowing what's going to happen in my home state of Uttar Pradesh and of Maharashtra. Maharashtra is a close one. It's neck to neck. It's, I think, 24, 26 or 26, 22. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's a close fight. And even if those numbers hold true, then the India alliance can hold their heads held up high, because they battled against great odds. The two main parties were split. One was through mergers and acquisitions and through all kinds of tricks, combinations and permutations. They were really whittled down, and yet they fought. From the India Alliance point of view, Bihar seems to be holding out some promise, although there was a better returns expected from Bihar. Jharkhand is also doing well. One doesn't know if just the last I checked, numbers for Bengal were not out as yet.
Yeah, no,
So
right.
what happens? But the overall picture, look, the quibble from day one, at least in my mind, has always been about the numbers, not about who's going to form the next government.
Mhm.
You know,
So, Mr. Ansari, then is it safe to say, and everyone can just nod off, that Mr. Modi is going to form his third term of government and be prime minister for another 5 years, as of what we're looking at right now? Is that an obvious thing?
yes, I would be very surprised if that doesn't happen. I would have been very surprised on day one of polling if that didn't happen. Whether I wanted that to happen or not is another story, but I'd be very surprised if that doesn't happen. And now, what has worked, what hasn't worked? Certainly, one of the M's has worked, whether it is Mahila, Mujra, Muslim, minorities, whatever have you. But one of the M's has worked and worked big time in his favor. And this result is not just about a foregone conclusion. It also tells you a story of the direction in which the country is moving and will be moving in the future. It will embolden and encourage people who followed a hard line, who believe in majoritarianism. It will also lead, I guess, to larger victimization, to a sense of frustration, sense of victimization, to a sense of isolation amongst a substantive section of India's population. These are facts of life that we will have to live with.
I had a question, for any of the panelists. I was just seeing the India Today data. They are saying that the BJP is winning all 4 seats in Himachal Pradesh, and
Yeah.
they have about a 30 percentage point lead over the Congress. This, of course, means two things. That firstly, Kangana Ranaut is probably going to be in parliament,
Yes,
and
be prepared to welcome Her Majesty.
secondly, that the maybe in the bypolls that are taking place, they might not be going in favor of the Congress. So, is the government in any danger in Himachal Pradesh?
I would assume so. The government will, to begin with, it is the Himachal government. It's always been skating on thin ice. And now I think It's short-lived. It'll be short-lived. It's tenure, and I hope I'm wrong, but I will not be very surprised if they try and unsettle the Karnataka government as well.
Hmm. That's interesting though. Aditya, do you have a response to that? Because I remember from the time the campaigning started, we've heard DK Shivkumar in every single opportunity to speak saying, "Oh, we're very strong in Karnataka. We're very strong." But does this draw a shadow over the Siddaramaiah Shivkumar government in Karnataka as well?
I think
Assuming with the caveat that assuming these exit polls is what turns out in a couple of days. But having said that.
if the Congress gets reduced to about 2-3 seats, it is embarrassing, of course, for Siddaramaiah as Chief Minister, but DK Shivkumar, who's also the Deputy Chief Minister as well as the Pradesh Congress Chief, and of course the Congress President. It's his state. There will probably be some churning.
Yeah.
And if such a such a terrible result happens for the Congress, maybe more than others, it might fall on DK Shivkumar a little more by virtue of him being the state Congress unit chief.
And it will, even if the government doesn't fall, it will be a very unstable government, because till now they've held up all the grants, all the money that would normally go for development to the MLA-LAC funds, saying that all these funds are being diverted to fulfill the guarantee schemes that the Congress leadership had promised. Now, and a lot of them have not made it to the ministries, so people will now start demanding their pound of flesh. So they may survive in government, but how well they will govern is anybody's guess.
Also, I just want to point out India Today and My Access giving Uttarakhand a clean sweep for the BJP as well. 5 out of 5 there for the BJP. The state I do want to discuss, and we put that up on the screen, is the state of Kerala. Kerala has a total of 20 seats to offer, and India Today, they're giving out of those 20 seats 17, 18 to UDF and Congress, and 2 to 3 to BJP. Is that a surprise? I mean, it's I'm assuming in some way good news for the BJP. Yeah. Sayantan, you want to comment on Kerala?
Yes, yes. One thing I wanted to before coming to Kerala, one thing I like in general I wanted to say that I'm very interested in looking into some of the things like we have not seen a government. If Mr. Modi forms the government also, like whatever the numbers are, he will be forming. It's a hat trick for him. He will be forming. But if he does not have that kind of humongous majority, then how will he implement the schemes such as which are in the mind? We all understand that how the BJP's minds work. Like, for example, the uniform civil code, like one nation, one election, right? So this kind of implementation of these kind of schemes with not having a humongous majority, will that be a problem for the BJP? How will he handle it? Like BJP handles it with his coalition partners and with the alliance partners, because in the term of farm bills we saw that the Shiromani Akali Dal
Yeah.
came out of it. So that was a bad
But
handling
no,
of
no,
it.
I just want to point out here we don't have the final numbers, but there is no reason to suggest that the BJP will not get on its own its 273 required, right, Aditya?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And the
Yeah.
overall projection is 300, no, 350. So, but 350, how many more MPs do you need? They don't have a problem. No, no. They won't have a problem implementing UCC and implementing other things. The UCC actually is a low hanging fruit. It will be the least of the problems. Please brace yourself for, for, for deadlier stuff to come.
Yeah, so Aditya, just bringing you back in here, you did say, of course, that your poll of polls is looking at 320 for the NDA. Let's assume it's between 320 and 340. What would you give the BJP on its own then? Do you see it comfortably crossing that halfway mark?
Yes, of course. I think if the NDA is at 320, 340, BJP would be around 300, maybe 295, 300. A lot would depend on how much in this NDA tally is from Andhra Pradesh, because that is the TDP is going to be a very big ally. If the TDP is doing very well, then the NDA tally, the ally tally increases. If TDP does badly, then the ally tally reduces. So a lot would depend on that. I had a question for Sayantan. We have the first major poll data coming from West Bengal. Today's Chanakya has given 24 seats to the BJP, and it has 44% votes as opposed to the TMC's 41%. Does it seem plausible?
Yes, as far as the TMC and BJP it's
Mm,
concerned, so majority of the discussions which are happening in Kolkata and in West Bengal also, that last time BJP won around 18 seats in West Bengal. So it can go up to 22 to 23, giving some of the shifts and from turncoat candidates like in Kolkata, North Kolkata, and other seats. Some of the turncoats candidate can win, but but this change also, if you change the percentage, if you go by the vote share percentage also, it will any this what you are suggesting, if that happens, then BJP will become the party with majority number of Lok Sabha seats in West Bengal. So now that is a very crucial, because West Bengal has around 42 seats in the Lok Sabha. So if this happens, if this is true, then it is a
yeah.
significant change, because the getting 19 seat was a remarkable thing in 2019. This time, though it to me personally, it doesn't look like, but if this happens, then it is a major setback for the TMC, because on the ground, this will also mean that more Hindu voters, Hindu middle class voters of West Bengal are shifting towards the BJP, because as far as in West Bengal's Dalits are concerned, West Bengal tribal belts are concerned, these belts were already supporting the BJP. Like for example, the Matua community, they are the Dalits of in Bengal's culture. So they were supporting BJP. They supported BJP in 2019 Lok Sabha election also. But if there is a change, for example, if in Kolkata, North Kolkata segments, in Barakpur, in Barashat, these are the areas the BJP can win, that means that now more and more Hindu middle class is leaving Mamata Banerjee and trusting the BJP, which means a Hindu consolidation, Hindu vote consolidation is started taking place in West Bengal. Just the way Muslim vote consolidation helps Mamata Banerjee, the same way Hindu vote consolidation is helping the BJP in Bengal, which is something I think
I just,
from the
yeah,
uh,
I just want to point out also that I think according to C voter for West Bengal's 42 seats, the BJP is expected to get 23 to 27, and the TMC is expected to get 13 to 17. So C voter also giving West Bengal clearly to the BJP. This is a massive change. This will cause some introspection within the TMC. House there if they're
This
going
is
to.
a seismic shift in West
Yes,
Bengal's politics.
yes.
What seemed absolutely unlikely, out of
Mm,
the realm of possibility, maybe just say 10 years ago, has now suddenly. I mean, they used to say if the left is vibrant and secure in any place other than Cuba, it's West Bengal. Well, now it's just left with Cuba.
and Kerala. So Kerala is that last bastion left now.
Yeah, there I mean the Congress has more number of seats, so
Yeah. So
Aditya Menon state is the only one holding the fort now.
It might also be indicative of the emerging bipolarity in West Bengal, because the ground
Yes.
report said that the left voters and the Congress voters, because of their anger against the Trinamool Congress, they probably voted for the BJP. So if that is happening, and the kind of Hindu-Muslim politics that Prime Minister Narendra Modi led in the last 5 or 6 phases may have impact in West Bengal, that may have been directed at Bengal only principally because politics of polarization doesn't work in Bihar, it doesn't work in Jharkhand, and Uttar Pradesh is already a Hindu laboratory. So probably West Bengal may have been the target of Prime Minister himself doing the Hindu-Muslim politics that much.
yeah, I just want to point out a couple of things. So I'm looking at News 24 and today's Chanakya numbers. Clean sweep for Uttarakhand, 5 out of 5 for the BJP. Clean sweep for Gujarat, 26 out of 26 for the BJP. In Haryana, it says 6 for the BJP, 4 for the Congress. In Jharkhand, 12 for the BJP, 2 for the Congress out of 14. And the other interesting number that's coming in is Odisha, that says BJP at 16 and BJD at 4 out of a total, I mean, of 21. That's, and there's 1 for the Congress. 16 for the BJP and only 4 for Naveen Patnaik. That again, Mr. Ansari, is a change.
Well, I've stopped getting surprised now, because it's just one after the other. There's something or the look. It was always evident that the ground is slipping from under Mr. Patnaik's feet. He's not in the best of health, despite his protestations to the contrary. He's not in the best of health, and the BJP has been breathing down its neck. The very fact that the BJP had the confidence of rejecting the chance to have an alliance with the BJD speaks volumes of its confidence levels, and the reports that they were getting from the ground. So BJP, we may or may not like its politics, but the BJP is making inroads into uncharted areas like West Bengal, like uh, Assam. It already has in the eastern corridor, and now Orissa, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. It's just a matter of time. Kerala and Tamil Nadu is just a matter of time. Maybe 1 or 2 elections short, and then there'll be a force to reckon with there itself.
Mm.
So, so this, so the BJP under Mr. Modi is a is not something that is just going to vanish. It's not like a bad dream which will be over once you get up in the morning. This we will have to endure for a very, very long time. Perhaps for people like me, in our lifetime, it's unlikely to change.
So interesting numbers here. Chhattisgarh, according to India Today, out of 11 seats, 10 to 11 to the BJP. Madhya Pradesh, it seems like a sweep both for India Today and for Chanakya. Delhi, this is, I mean, I want to quickly draw your attention to Delhi. So far it seems like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh are clean sweeps for the BJP, where they're winning all of the seats that are up for grabs. Delhi, India Today is giving Delhi 6 of 7 to the BJP out of the 7. It's giving only 0 or 1 to the combination of the India Alliance, which is the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. Anyone, Aditya? I know you were tracking Delhi closely. Did you expect Kejriwal to be able to make more of a dent than that?
It is surprising, of course. I mean, it's not surprising because Delhi has given BJP 7-0 sweeps in the last 2 elections, and Delhi consistently has been voting decisively in favor of one party in Lok Sabha elections. But yeah, I did think the Kejriwal's arrest would have slightly more of an impact than it did. But if the opposition is winning only 1 seat and we don't know which seat this is, it's definitely it's a warning sign for the Aam Aadmi Party that when the Delhi voters were asked to choose between Modi and Kejriwal, they chose Modi. At least that's what the exit poll data seems to indicate.
So we don't have Andhra Pradesh just yet. We're waiting for Andhra Pradesh on the others. There's an interesting one that's come in now, and this is Jammu and Kashmir, 5 seats, 2 for the NDA and 3 for India Alliance. I think this is what one would have expected. 3 out of Kashmir and 2 out of Jammu, right?
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
Anand?
yes, it's on predictable lines. It's on
Yes.
predictable lines, but it's significant, and that the BJP did not even field a candidate in any of the 3 seats in the valley, and even its ally, Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, first announced and then withdrew from Anantnag.
So here's a question: Kanhaiya losing then, Aditya?
I think
Well,
so.
if it's 7-0, then everybody's losing. So,
Then everybody's.
Yeah, even if that one seat that they are predicting, I think highly unlikely that it would be Kanhaiya seat. I
One thing.
sorry, please go.
Go
No,
ahead,
no,
go ahead.
yes. So one thing I wanted to add for the Aam Aadmi Party, if this result is true, if this result persists, then the Aam Aadmi Party will not have any representation in Lok Sabha from Delhi. The Aam Aadmi Party only had one Lok Sabha MP who won from the by-election of in Punjab, Sushil Kumar Rinku, who also then left and joined BJP just before the Lok Sabha election. If Aam Aadmi Party is not, and you have seen already the situation of the Aam Aadmi Party Rajya Sabha MPs, like who is there and who is not there now. I think Arvind Kejriwal also does not know. Now they do not, if they do not have the Lok Sabha MPs also, then for a national political party, which has become a national political party this year, I think, so it is a very bad sign. And in 2025 assembly election is there in Delhi. It there will be some impacts, because if you are not making uh, anything in the Lok Sabha, then it does not look good for any political party.
but
And
this is
and
this is not the first time that the BJP has swept Lok Sabha and then has been swept off its feet in the Vidhan Sabha. So I do not think this is a guarantee that the BJP will come back, that the BJP will be able to dethrone the Aam Aadmi Party during the assembly elections. But yes, the Aam Aadmi Party has taken a battering. Look at the odds. Its entire leadership was in jail,
In
and it
fact,
just
yeah. Yes, go ahead, sir.
no. So I said the entire leadership is in jail. Their whole party apparatus has been paralyzed. They are running. They are constantly looking over their shoulder, and to fight against those odds has not been easy. The alliance with the Congress has also not been easy. Mr. Kejriwal went for a roadshow for Mr. Udit Raj, and the Congress candidate was missing in action. He didn't turn up. So that's the level of cooperation. The one seat on which they really worked together and worked in unison was Kanhaiya Kumar's seat. So we don't know what will happen, but it
And also, Mr. Ansari, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's bail extension has not been approved, which means he is going back to jail. I think tomorrow morning.
yes, he
And
is.
yes, he is, and he's not going to. I mean, so that will also have obviously an impact on how the state government functions. Plus, the entire Swati Maliwal rift has apparently caused a massive rift through the whole party as well, and that draws a question. Yes, please go ahead.
If this verdict holds, if these results hold, then this will be seen as an endorsement for any and everything that the BJP has done or stood for or promises to do. Whether it is jailing, whether it is weaponizing these economic laws, whether it is weaponizing the government agencies to hound their political opponents, whether it is turning India into or whether it's a more majoritarian driven agenda, this will be seen as an endorsement for everything, because we haven't seen a more vitriolic, a more coarse, a more blatantly communal election campaign than this one. I covered the demolition of the Babri Masjid in the that whole movement in the lead up to and after demolition. Things were very bad then, but They are worse now. I'm sorry to say, but they are worse now.
I just want to point out ABP Seawater has numbers on Telangana, which we haven't seen from anyone else so far. Telangana, out of 17 seats, it's giving the NDA 7 to 9 and India 7 to 9 as well. So splitting that down the middle. In the Northeast, they've put out a chunk altogether. Northeast, out of 25 seats altogether, the NDA BJP getting 16 to 21. I'm assuming this includes Assam, which will give where that large chunk is going to come from. Anyone
Telangana,
wants
what did the numbers? What did the numbers you say with Telangana?
Telangana? The Telangana halfway split down the middle out of 17, 7 to 9 NDA, 7 to 9 India, 1 others.
Oh, Bihar. One others is Owaisi. BRS is totally folded up.
Yeah, that appears. Aditya?
Yes, I mean the BJP is gaining, and the Congress also would have gained compared to last time. So I think it just seems to be the both the regional parties squeezing out the BRS in Telangana. And I think we were discussing Assam. So yeah, the Northeast tally definitely does include Assam. Assam is interesting this time because the state has gone through a delimitation and a completely illogical delimitation because on one hand we have a seat like Dhubri, it's a and it has more voters than 2 other seats combined. So it seems that all the big chunk of Muslim voters have just been packed into one seat so that they can't impact other seats. And the Barpeta seat, which was won by Congress last time, has overnight been turned into from a Muslim majority seat to a Hindu majority seat. So I think this really should be a warning sign for the future that this kind of gerrymandering of Muslim voters is going to happen in many other states. This Assam result will show that probably BJP might increase its tally by 1 seat or two purely on the back of this gerrymandering that they have done.
In fact, we have one poll right now, and this is the Times Now ETG poll that has put out Andhra numbers. Out of a total of 25 in Andhra Pradesh, it has given YSRCP 14 and NDA 11. Congress is 0. Anyone want to comment on that?
YSRCP has more seats than India,
Yes.
which should come as a bit of a surprise, because NDA includes now Jagan and that. Sorry, Chandrababu Naidu and that other gentleman, that actor turned politician.
That is Pavan Kalyan. Pavan
Pawan
Kalyan
Kalyan.
and
Yes,
Naidu with the BJP, but YSR Jagan Mohan Reddy particularly has a lot of schemes going for the women, and women voters in the Andhra Pradesh voted in big numbers. So people were saying that Jagan Mohan may hope from the women voters to do well in the elections. So
So
that we have to watch.
Manishji, how do you explain that the Congress government in Karnataka has a lot of schemes for women, but it didn't work there, but it worked
I'm
in.
very much surprised with the kind of exit polls projection for
Of
the Karnataka.
Karnataka.
I'm highly surprised because that is a state. In fact, 2018 model, if we look at, then the assembly elections, the BJP had lost, and in the Lok Sabha, Modi factor worked, and the BJP polled more than 50% vote share in from Karnataka in 2019 Lok Sabha elections. But this time, the party unit is in disarray. The manner in which BSY Son was made the president of the state unit of the BJP, and the kind of disarray among the big leaders within the Lingayata community. So I'm quite surprised with the kind of projections that the exit polls are making. Yes, in South Karnataka, Devgowda and BJP coming together, they may have the consolidation of the two mean vote basis, but still the Congress is quite strong in Karnataka, and they have very popular schemes going on, and people do vote for tangible gains. If Modi factor is gaining because of the Labharthi Yojnas, then why not the Congress? They are also doing the Labharthi kind of things in
Because
Karnataka. So I'm surprised.
it's primarily the Modi factor. Whenever Modi is on the ticket, he does the heavy lifting and he manages to pull through. When he's not on this ticket, that's when they start losing state elections, because he's not on the ticket. When he's on the ticket, The last three general elections have now shown.
So
I agree.
the states that we don't know yet, quite honestly, which none of these polls have actually released yet, is the state of Uttar Pradesh, which is what we were all particularly interested in. So that we're still waiting on. We're closing in on 9 p.m. at this point. Just asking our panelists. I know that I had said that we'll hang out till 9 p.m. Does anybody want to stay a few minutes later and answer some questions waiting for the Uttar Pradesh numbers? Please feel free to stay. I know that
The Uttar Pradesh numbers will come closer to
10 o'clock.
9:30, 10.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I have another commitment, so you'll have to excuse me.
Yes.
But I'm
yes.
sure Aditya and the rest of the crew will manage
All right.
very
So
adequately.
I'm just going to put what we have so far in a nutshell, right, gentlemen? So it does seem that ab ki baar Modi Sarkar is a given. It does seem like the NDA is comfortably crossing 300. The BJP might comfortably cross the halfway mark of 273, which is what they need. Nearly clean sweeps or full clean sweeps in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh. Surprise swings in Odisha and West Bengal, where the BJP seems to have outdone both Naveen Patnaik and Mamata Banerjee's parties there. Opening its tally in Kerala and Tamil Nadu for the BJP with a couple of seats there that they didn't have up until now. Interesting there, a couple of interesting turns. Big surprise is Karnataka. At this point, the numbers we don't have clearly are Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh that we're waiting for. These are the two
And
biggest states.
there is just one thing.
Yes.
If you have to look for silver linings, which is the BJP is far short of the 370, leave alone 400. That's the only silver lining.
I have
If
one
you
question
really
for
have,
Javed Sir before he goes.
sir,
If the BJP comes down to 275, 265 Lok Sabha seats, will there be a different Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister?
look, it's difficult to say. A leopard cannot change his spots, but the BJP has shown that they are a lot more amenable and flexible when it comes to alliance building, when it comes to coalition building than the Congress. The Congress still believes that they are the natural party of governance, although they've been out of government. The last time they won a majority was much before most. I think it was even before Aditya was born. So that was in 80. The last time they won a majority was in 84.
Yeah.
So, so it's difficult whether he'll be like a wounded tiger or like a mellowed statesman. I don't know. But my own guess is that a leopard heart doesn't change his spot. To begin with, he'll be very all sugar and honey, and then through acquisitions and mergers and arm twisting, when he beefs up his numbers, he will be back to his original style.
Mr. Ansari, always the gentleman, betting on Aditya Menon's age and not mine in this conversation. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Because,
Yes,
anyone, I'm just going to leave it for the panelists now. If you have any other observations, because I know that you all agreed to stay till 9 o'clock. Any other? Forgive me, that's the dog. Any other
There's
observations?
one
Yeah,
poll
in
that
fact,
has come from Uttar Pradesh. One poll has come, which is by, I mean, it's not a very known agency. It's by PMark, which has done the survey for Republic. It has given 69 seats to the NDA, which is BJP and Apna Dal, and 11 to the India Alliance. So this is the only poll from UP that has been released so far. Any observations on that?
In fact, if I remember the 2017 assembly elections in Gujarat, so that had widely covered. The people there said they had a lot of complaints against the BJP. But at the end, they said Modi is the Bada Pradhan for us. Bada Pradhan means is a big leader for the state, pride of Gujarat. So at the end of the analysis, after our long discussion, what I believe is that still there is probably no alternative to the post of the Prime Minister at the national stage, and because of which the people in Delhi are voting overwhelmingly as per the projections of the exit poll for the BJP. And if I take you back to 2009, even at that point of time, Manmohan Singh had no alternative as the Prime Minister. And it was the brand Manmohan Singh which gave the BJP, which gave the Congress 23 Lok Sabha seats in Uttar Pradesh. So I think this opposition's lack of projecting a candidate who could have matched Modi at the national stage may have a big impact at the outcome of the elections.
Right. Shri Vrindavan, thank you so much for saying hi and thank you for tuning in. Is there, yes, Aditya, go ahead.
The India Today access numbers for Maharashtra are out. They are
Okay.
saying BJP is at 20 to 22. Shiv Sena, the Shinde Sena is at 8 to 10. NCP is at 1 to 2, which is Ajit Pawar's faction. So I think they're giving NDA something around 29 to 34. Then on the other hand, we have the Congress at 3 to 4. Sharad Pawar's NCP at 3 to 5 and the Uddhav Thackeray Sena at 9 to 11. So I think it's about a 30 to about 30 to 33 on one side and about 13 to 15 on the other side. I think that's the rough calculation.
That's actually, that's very interesting because initially some of the, the reporters I had spoken to in Maharashtra who traveled through rural Maharashtra were looking at an even split between these two sides. So at some point, the NDA side, the Shinde, Ajit Pawar, BJP side has managed to garner more support in Maharashtra than was initially expected for them to do. So looking like Maharashtra also doing really well there for the NDA.
Yes.
So, wait, we still
Some
don't
of
have.
the
Yeah.
I will still hold my breath for West Bengal because I remember in 2021 when the assembly election happened in West Bengal, majority of all the polls, including exit polls, including India like my India Today, they gave like three beyond 100 to the BJP, but it came down to around 77. So some of the polls I still have doubts with is one is Punjab, as Aditya talked, like gaining like more than 3 seats for the BJP in Punjab. It's very unlikely. In West Bengal, I still don't. It's possible, but what we can see, surprising, of course, Karnataka is something surprising to me, and also Delhi not in terms of the, like, of course 7 out of 7 it has always voted for the BJP, but this time many of us, we were expecting that the Arvind Kejriwal's jail and this cornering the Aam Aadmi Party, these topics will resonate, like the sympathy factor is going away from the voters. This is not a good, this is a surprising trend for sure. So these are the total observations at this point. I wanted to share some of the observations.
Mr. Anand, are you finding Maharashtra interesting at this point? The BJP still getting 20 to 22. That's quite strong.
Yes, I'm quite surprised because the assessment from the ground was that there would be sympathy factor for Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena and Sharad Pawar's NCP. And the Congress also ceded space to both the parties in the seat adjustments. So I'm a bit surprised on that count. With Sayantan, I agree on West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee is a big fighter. She's a straight fighter. She did a 5-kilometer long Padyatra in response to Modi's road show. She is a big fighter. If there is a Hindu consolidation, then there would be Muslim consolidation as well, aggressive in favor of the TMC. So we have to watch out for the West Bengal outcome. I'm not going to buy the exit poll projections. Delhi Sayantan, I'm not surprised because Delhi is more of upper middle class and they are more inclined to the BJP. Delhi has the highest per capita income in the country, and people make a distinction between a state election and the Lok Sabha election. They know that Arvind Kejriwal will not be the prime minister, so they may have opted for Modi in the Lok Sabha elections, and they would go back to Kejriwal in the assembly elections. So that way, Delhi has voted differently in the previous elections also. But in Delhi, if Modi is only pulling up for the BJP, otherwise BJP is losing grounds in Delhi. The MCD elections, the BJP is out of the power from there.
Yeah, super interesting here. I think we're going to leave it at this point unless any of you wants to wait for the Uttar Pradesh numbers to come, which is likely to take maybe another half hour or so. But thanking all of you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. On toddler who is agreeing that perhaps it's
Yeah.
time to wrap this up. Yes, okay. And I'm going to put out another video for our audience on when we have all of those numbers, wrapping all of them up. But remember that on counting day, we're going to be here as well through the day, taking you through the numbers calmly without shouting or freaking out. But it does seem these exit polls lead us to believe that Mr. Modi is going to have his third term as Prime Minister. Thank you so much for watching. To our panelists, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoy chatting with all three of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.